Is Darwin Nunez a problem for Liverpool? I'm going to go to Boots first of all. What are you saying? Is Darwin Nunez a problem for Liverpool and their season?
Bro, I thought petrol was a con, mate. But what's this guy? 70 mil? Rip off. Like he's just he's he just seems busy. Like that's what he does. Just runs around. He reminds me of Werner. Just causes havoc, but not clinical. Just yeah. I don't think he fits the system. Obviously, Mane has gone. He's coming. He's not hit the ground running. Yeah, I don't really think he's going to be a success there, to be honest with you. I don't see it. He just doesn't look clinical. Yeah, that's my sort of take on him.
You think he's a bit of a fraud? I've seen a lot of people call him a fraud. What are you saying, Jess? Because last night we saw him miss 3 easy chances that would have probably put Liverpool through, even with a poor performance. Is he a bad player, or is this just a young man in the hardest league in the world?
Well, no, he's not a bad player at all. I did kind of laugh at all the Liverpool fans kind of putting out their same little text out there about how like, well, I'd be more upset if he wasn't getting in the right areas, right spaces. Tom, I think you were one of them who put that out. All of you guys were on like the same text. It's like, okay, we're all gonna say this, but it's actually true though. Like it's actually true. Like I do think that as long as he's getting in the right spots, like at some point the goals will come. And he had multiple chances. Of course, he didn't put them in the back of the net, but this is somebody who has 5 goals in the Premier League and like 3 in the Champions League. So we're talking about somebody who, like, of course it's funny because he missed 3 back to back to back in a game like when we first come back. But the reality is I think for somebody who people are calling a flop, he's doing all right. It's not like he has no goals and he's just out here doing nothing. So it's just a matter of whether or not he becomes more clinical, because to be Liverpool's like top guy, you have to be scoring like 20 goals a season. But first season with Liverpool has 8 goals on the season in all competitions, maybe a little bit more than that. Getting into the right positions, young. I don't think he's a problem. I just think that with the price tag, you expect something that you're not really getting. But hey, I think he's going to be fine, But in the meantime, I am going to laugh because it's fun. Sorry, Tom.
What are you saying, Tom, then? Because like last night he was poor, but I've seen a lot of people today say they're concerned about the missing, but they'd be more concerned if he wasn't in the position. The fact that he's always in the position to score is a much more positive sign than him missing the chances. So the finishing will come. I've even seen one Liverpool fan say, as a footballer overall, he's better than Haaland. Like, how do you see it as a Liverpool supporter?
Look, no matter what way you wrap it up, no matter what people are trying to say, yesterday was bad. It was really, really bad. If the goal was 3 yards to his left, he's got a hat trick, but it weren't, so everything's flashed past the post. It was bad and it cost us. But the narrative and the rewriting that's going on now is a bit too much. In his last 10 games for us, he's got 9 goals and assists. That's good numbers for someone who's had a very stop-start season for us. Partly down to his own doing by nutting someone in the second game, but other reasons as well. At the end of the day, people like to remember the good things about players we've had in the past, the good things about Sadio Mane, the good things about Fernando Torres, all them lot who, when people bring them up, you're not allowed to put in the same conversation as Darwin Nunez. I only have to go back to last season to find games exactly like this of Sadio Mane, where it just doesn't go in the back of the net. Sadio Mane's done it plenty of times, but people just seem to gloss over that and say it's disrespectful to compare the two. At the end of the day, the kid's not even played 20 games yet. He's in a new country. He's 23. He's had a stop-start season and in a really poor Liverpool team by standards that's been... I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's been right to start off with. I hate the notion that it's all right. It's not all right that he keeps missing, but the notion that they'll try and run with that it's all right because he gets in the right areas. You need to start scoring when you get in the right areas. That is your job. But he's got good numbers to start off with, and at the end of the day, like that says, it was one of those nights. He could have had 5 chances and it probably wouldn't have went in. He would have dragged them all past the post. But there's other games where he's won it for us single-handedly. So it's a balancing act. He cost 80 million, so there's always going to be this narrative around him. But when you compare him to the other 80 million pound signings in this league, he's doing all right for his first 4 months. I think he's got more goals and assists in 4 months than Sancho has in 2 years. So just chill on it for a little bit, let him grow a little bit.
I mean, why F me? What did I do? I've kind of said this about Darwin a few times. I kind of look at this from the perspective of I agree with what Jess is saying. I agree with what you're saying. I think that there's a good player in there. He's just raw and he missed chances, but he was your record signing. And I think he's your record signing, or one of your highest signings.
Yeah, he is.
And when you cost that much money, the way social media now treats you is the pressure on you is immense. Man United had it even this season with how much we spent on the Sandro, every little kick. And I share a home with an Arsenal fan. And I'm telling you, the first 3 or 4 games he played, any goal we conceded, it was like, right, give me the Sky remote. I want to put this in slow-mo. I need to see how I can blame this on Lisandro Martinez. Legit. Like, I've got to find a way of orchestrating the blame on him. And she's laughing because she knows it's true. And that's what Darwin's going through. And I think that his misses yesterday were disgustingly bad. But there isn't a terrible player. And I think I saw Mark Goldbridge tweet that the fact that he's getting himself in the positions is testament to how that's a good sign. It's a good thing that he does. He just needs to take some more of these chances. And I thought where he let you down yesterday was more, one, I think he thought there was VAR because he was like, oh, I think I might be offside, so should I kind of stop? Never do that. Just always pretend you're onside, like finesse it, fake it until you make it, as my nan would say, and put the ball in the back of the net. But I think he's a good enough player. The question is, though, Roy, are Liverpool going to make the top 4? And I know there's going to be many trials and tribulations between now and the end of the season. But we've had the World Cup break. We're now about to hit a very intense period for the next 3 months of consistent football. Do Liverpool have enough to bounce back after their poor start and make it into the top 4? You're on mute, Roy.
My bad. Yeah, I think they do have enough to make the top 4. Because I think if you just look at them fundamentally, this is the top 4 side in this league. They've got a top 2 manager. They've got world-class players littered throughout their squad. And it's just a team who had a bad start to the season. I think that's just the best way to put it down to it. Yes, Nunez isn't firing, but I just think him missing chances is essentially just alerting us into what kind of striker he is. Because when you get compared to Haaland, then you got to put chances away like Haaland does. And I don't think any striker on this planet puts away chances like he does. So in an era of social media where any slight miss gets clipped, gets laughed at, gets replayed, liked, retweeted, spread across the world, Nunez essentially being compared to Haaland means that, oh, he has to play like him. And he's not like him. And that's okay because nobody's like him. So is he a bad player? No. Can he be the focal point in Liverpool's attack to get them into the top 4? I believe he can, because this is the striker who, even though he didn't yesterday, he does know where the back of the net is and he can score goals. Plus, Liverpool have been missing a lot of key players at points throughout the season. Like if you look at Jota and Diaz, they basically don't have a left winger at this point. So they're having to play Carvalho there, who's more of a number 10. And like he doesn't really have the explosiveness that, especially in Liverpool's system, their 2 wide players require. Plus, he doesn't get the volume of goals either, which is what Salah and Mane were doing for so long. So I think once Klopp makes a few adjustments, because right now, even if everybody was fit, the system isn't perfect. Once he makes a couple of adjustments, which I believe a manager of his caliber can, then I think we might not see 1920 Liverpool where they were just relentlessly winning every week, but we'll see a Liverpool where they can consistently pick up points, and I think they will eventually make their way into the top 4. Will they win the title? No. Will they sniff the title? Probably not, barring a miraculous run. But do they have enough to finish 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th? I think they do.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely got a chance. I can't write Liverpool off. I want to be salty as a Man United fan, but I can't do it. They've got the manager, they've got some brilliant players, and I think they're going to buy in January. And why not? They're going to be sold.
They have to, Terry.
Well, they do, but equally, like the owners don't care anymore. They're going to get a few bills. It doesn't matter to them. Do you know what I mean? Like they're going to get their money back. If they don't buy in January, now is the time to be frivolous and just spend. What does it matter? It's not going to be your problem in 3 months. Just get there and buy 2 or 3 players. But yeah, I think they need to buy. but definitely a shoe-in for top four.
Terry, you've underestimated it. We're getting Naby Keita back from injury. That's a new signing. Arthur Melo back from injury. There's two. Who needs to buy? Who needs to buy? That's what we'll be
Fox is
told
back
by
as
the
well.
journalist.
Naby Keita looked gassed after like
Oh
10
no,
minutes.
Jess, it was bad.
Like 20 minutes and he already had his
about
hands
10
on the
minutes
kit.
and he was
I was
done.
like, wow.
It's alarming when you've got Oxlade-Chamberlain coming off the bench and he had one good moment in 45 minutes and we're sitting there going, ooh, that's something different. Maybe
But
we
that
should get a
pass was
start.
good though.
The pass with the
that one
outside of
was-
his
it was
foot
a
to
good
Darwin,
pass.
right?
That was techie. That was a
You
nice pass.
just
Free
remember
assist.
his contract's up
Yeah, it
to
was a
6
free
months.
assist
He's
to
playing
Salah's
for the
goal,
contract now. He's playing for the contract. He's trying to make sure he doesn't end up at Fulham
It's like
next
the
year.
worst thing is like when you have a player that you're desperate to go and they do something good, like right around the time where he's supposed to go. It's like, don't do anything good.
That's
Because
been
owners
off
will
for
be
3
like,
years.
yeah, that looks kind of good.
Yeah, we
That's
could
been
get
off for
He'll
3
be injured
years.
next week.
He
Yeah,
either does something really good and buys himself a month or gets injured right before the window, so you can't sell him because no one wants an injured player.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It was kind of weird seeing some of your injury. I mean, I forgot that Arthur Melo even plays for you. I mean, is he made an
Same.
appeal? Is he actually kicked the ball for Liverpool?
He played 14 minutes against Napoli and then got injured in an under-21s game because he was apparently a month away from first-team fitness. Your guess is as good as mine why we fucking signed him then. We signed someone to help on midfield crisis because they've got injuries and then we're going to play them until December.
Yeah, it's good. If you don't buy anyone, my opinion will change. I'm going to put that out there and be honest. If Liverpool don't buy someone, my opinion will change. You have to improve this squad. And we don't know when Diaz is back either. He's picked up another injury, but it's going to be an interesting one indeed.